with her. We have the best way to enjoy delicious, nutritious, healthy foods, and you make them for your family in a fraction of what my grandmother used to spend in the kitchen making those delicious, memorable meals. We have our #1 best-selling line of pressure cookers, Elite. And look at this. We took the price down to $99.95. And this is the Mac Daddy. This is the big 8-quart. This is the one everybody wants. In fact, I think our price is less on the 8-quart than it is on the 6-quart right now on hsn.com. Gotta love that. But here's the thing. With pressure cooking, you really do retain the highest level of vitamins and minerals and nutrients, and that's why the deliciousness of your meals feels so good as a parent to put it out there on the table for your family. This is also the way to save so much time. Life is busy. I get home from a long day at work, and half the time I'm like, I didn't even think about what I'm going to make for dinner tonight. You can take something from frozen to putting it in the pressure cooker, and within moments, in many cases, depending on what you're making, you'll have that meal done. You touch a button, and in this case, because this is the favorite pressure cooker, it's a customer pick on hsn.com, you touch a button, and this is oh, excuse my own thought there. The cookware set did officially just sell out, so thank you very much for your calls. But as I was saying, you'll notice here on the pressure cooker, one touch, and it knows what to do. It's the most brilliant of all pressure cookers, the easiest to use, and this is, as we like to say, not your grandmother's pressure cooker, even though I love my grandmother's and I have it as a keepsake. It was scary. I remember the sound of that rattle in the kitchen. We'd all stay in the living room until she said it was an all clear. This is a whole different world of enjoying pressure cooking. If you happen to own it, please do us a favor and call. It's been, like I said, one of our best sellers. Your experience certainly helps others to make the decision to jump forward, because it really is, in my opinion, the way to cook when life gets busy and hectic. So, Kelly Deardling,
hi.
Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you.
It's good to have you.
Thank you so much.
There's something to be said for, spending 3-4 hours in the kitchen making a meal, and then there's something to be said for not.
No, this is the fast, slow cooking. This is the new fast food. This is pressure cooking. So if you've been intimidated, I want you to go on hsn.com, look at the reviews. Hundreds of people have written in and said, I was scared to pressure cook, and now Elite has made me unafraid. It's changed my life, people are saying. There's over 600 5-star reviews. That's perfect reviews. Over 800 reviews alone. And there's a lot of reasons that make Elite the #1 selling pressure cooker in HSN history. Literally in the history of the network, it's the #1 selling pressure cooker. And there's really good reasons for that. But we've got to get into our first demonstration, because I have got to show you the most juiciest, moist, beautiful rack of ribs you have ever seen in your life. Look, they are literally falling apart as I peel them out here. No longer do you have to spend 2 hours doing your ribs. You can do ribs in, guess how long, Callie?
Don't tell me. 20,
under an hour.
Oh,
under an hour for fall off the bone, baby back ribs, moist, juicy, delicious.
And the best part is that you haven't had to go tend to it.
You haven't had to smoke it, wake up in the middle of the night, go tend to it, change it, rub it.
Oh my
God. It literally comes like this. You can see these bones falling apart. Look at that.
That is heaven.
It is the perfect way to do ribs. So if you've ever gone, you know what, we don't do that because it takes us too long. My husband is a rib guy. His tip is to do them in the pressure cooker for about 35-40 minutes, and then he throws them on the grill because he likes that smoky grilled charcoal flavor. And then you get that for about 3 to 4 minutes. So you get that end flavor, but he does it in under an hour instead of all day long.
And ribs are tricky because, that is a meat that it's a kind of a beef or meat that can get real tough.
Yes.
That is so tender.
Well, a lot of people
succulent.
actually, you can read in the reviews, say they didn't do ribs before until they had a pressure cooker.
Exactly.
Because it really just makes your life so much easier when you're doing it. But while I'm here, I want to talk about what makes Elite the #1 selling pressure cooker in the history of HSN. And it's because of our digital brain. You don't have to know pressure, PSI, pounds, time. You don't have to know any of these. You actually can just push what you're cooking. So like ribs, you push the button for ribs. Pork, you push that button. It's right down here. This is what we're calling our digital brain. I'm going to push that menu button here, and you can actually see all of the different functions. We have our reheat function right here. Make sure there's not a glare. There we go. We have our beans function. So if you're doing beans, you literally just press beans. Brown rice, white rice. How about wild grains? If you're doing like a quinoa, you press that button and walk away. Stew in 18 minutes. Poultry in 20 minutes, and that's from frozen, by the way. Pork and ribs, that's our setting, 30 minutes. We've got a setting for soups, We've got a setting for beef, potatoes, desserts, vegetables, and fish. It has a reheat setting. It also has a delay timer.
That is a wonderful thing. You get up and leave for your day at work. It automatically starts. You come home.
Yes.
Smells like you've been cooking all
day.
It does.
And that's the reason we're the #1 selling pressure cooker, because you don't have to know the times. And the cooking times, actually, we cut those in thirds. So look at these times. You can do ribs and pork in 30 minutes. Beans, now that's from dry, by the way, in 14 minutes. How about your beef, like a whole brisket, 26 minutes. Potatoes, no longer an hour in the oven, 26 minutes. How about your vegetables and fish in 5, and poultry from frozen in 20 to 30 minutes. I'm glad I'm able to feed you, because are those not the most delicious ribs you've ever?
The ribs are the best, and I'm really, really picky about my ribs.
Oh,
I have
good.
to tell you, those are delicious. Here's the thing. We mentioned it's a customer pick. There are so many reviews. It's not like there's like 20 reviews. There are like 800 reviews on this piece, and 600 of those are perfect 5-star.
606 5-star reviews.
606 of them?
I can't get my family to agree on it.
And that's at a higher price, you guys. This is normally 100, isn't it 29?
Yeah.
It's 99 right now. It's $30 off, and it's also available for you on FlexPay. Let me double check your 4. So $24.99, whether it's a gift you're giving or something you're giving to yourself. This is a gift to give to yourself. Yeah. Who has the time to spend in the kitchen slaving and in the hot, so heating up the oven? True. That's the whole thing, too. And again, we're going to start from frozen and show you how fast you can make an entire meal in one pot.
So this is frozen. Totally frozen. I can brown in the same pot, so I don't have to get out a pot just to brown my veggies. I can brown in the same pot that I'm pressure cooking in. I've got my veggies. I did my from frozen, and now all I need is a little bit of liquid. That is the behind pressure cooking. You need salsa, marinara sauce, beer sauce, red wine, white wine, whatever liquid you choose, your meal is going to be completely infused with. So now is the time to experiment with all those flavors of liquid that you've been wanting to try but never have because it's been too complicated. Now all you do is just throw it in the pressure cooker, and all you do is lock the lid into place. Like that. That's the hardest part about it.
That's it.
Twisting the lid into place. Now, right up here, you're going to see it says airtight. That means you're going to be coming up under pressure. Then you see exhaust. That means you're releasing the pressure. So airtight means you're cooking, and exhaust means you're eating. So airtight cooking, exhaust eating. You'll see this little pressure valve pop up. When this is under pressure, this lid literally will not come off.
It can't. So
it doesn't jiggle around.
Nope.
It doesn't make a noise. You don't have to clear people out of the kitchen. It is a silent, beautiful pressure cooker. You're not going to hear anything, nothing to be jiggling. So all those fears that you had about pressure cooking on the stovetop, you don't have those with the Elite electric pressure cooker.
By the way, we have the black, blue, and red. We have all 3 colors right now. So yay, because that's usually not the case. We're going to let that do its thing.
I just put that on poultry, and then I'm going to hit that start button. So once it comes out under pressure from frozen, it's going to be done in 20 minutes. So imagine not having to stop by fast food because you thought you didn't have time. You forgot to thaw the meat.
You know,
throw it in from
you
frozen.
don't even want to know the things that you're consuming if you're doing that. I mean, truly, I mean, especially if your kids, and I know your kids all want to try it, you know, have the fries or whatever. But this is an easy way to give them healthier options.
Yes.
I'm not kidding you. Even I can do this. Because you throw all the ingredients into one pot, you turn on a button, you walk away.
Yes.
What do you want to do? Take a bath, take a walk, take a nap. You know what? Your meal is going to be done.
I love that it cooks for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So now you can see I've done the chicken. This is exactly what we popped in here. Now I just want to show you how tender. I'm just going to use these tongs. Look how tender that meat is. This is going to literally fall apart. And it's infused with the marinara. So I'm cutting it with tongs because I just want to show you that is the kind of meat that you want to eat, that you want to cook. And here's the thing, Callie, it's actually a healthier way to cook because when you cook on a stovetop or when you cook in an oven, you see evaporation happening. Those are vitamins, minerals, nutrients. It's all leaving your food. When you do it in a pressure cooker, all the vitamins, minerals, nutrients, antioxidants, all the good stuff that you want to ingest stays inside the cut of meat, stays in the vegetables. That's what we mean like pressure cooking. It comes up under pressure, it infuses the flavor and all the nutrition back into your food.
And that's why everything tastes better, and that's also why everything is so tender, succulent, moist. I say this every time we do a pressure cooker because it is true that you don't have to go buy the most expensive cuts anymore. You can buy lesser grades. You can buy in bulk and save a ton of money on your grocery bill. And because it's under pressure, it's naturally going to tenderize It really is. I mean, those are fall off the bone ribs, and they have not been tended to. All we did, I don't know how many pounds you put in this, but this is the big 8-quart capacity, so that's enough to feed an army, or at least enough to feed me.
And my family. But quickly, I gotta talk about dessert, because we're actually gonna be doing dessert. I just popped in 7 whole pears, and then this is a little dessert wine.
Oh, this is like a Campari poached pear.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna do our poached pears in the pressure cooker, and you're gonna do it in like an 1/8 of the time. So all you do is you're gonna shut the lid, lock it into place, and in 6 minutes, my pears are gonna be poached, and they're gonna be infused with that port wine.
They'll be beautiful. Wait till you see them.
Gorgeous.
And delicious. Maybe a little mascarpone cheese at the end. Okay. And at this point, I know we don't have as much time as I wish we did. This is the pressure cooker that everybody wants. I mentioned that the 6-quart is more expensive right now than this 8-quart. Yes, this is a holiday price on the best seller, the one that you ask for, and what on earth, that looks amazing.
Well, we're going to do pulled pork. So you mentioned those less expensive cuts of meat.
Yes,
look what we've done. In under an hour, literally under an hour, we've done a nice, gorgeous piece of pork.
Oh, Mama.
And this is, like you mentioned, feeding an army. You can feed 2 or 22. I mean, it's up to you. The sky is the limit.
Oh, look at that.
I mean, really, pulled pork sandwiches, how about doing, you know, having it sit there all day, having it keep warm, people coming back and serving themselves at the holidays, do your ham, do your chicken.
I like the idea of making things in mass, in bulk, ahead of time.
Yes.
If you need to freeze it, because you know what, it gets so stressful on the holidays. If you're hosting this holiday, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's Eve, whatever, it's so graduation parties, and we're going to be doing one of those in the spring. It's so nice to do things ahead of time.
Yeah.
And how about football Sundays?
Oh, perfect.
How about those tailgating parties? And you want to have all those, you know, comfort foods that we love. This is the way to do it. You could even take this with you to the tailgating party. It's portable because it doesn't require the stovetop. This is electronic, and it's a computerized pressure cooker.
Yes, it is.
One touch of one button, and it knows how to weigh it. There's no PSI equations that you have to kind of calculate.
That's what I love, and that's what makes Elite the #1 selling brand of pressure cooker. It honestly is goof-proof. You cannot mess it up. Now, you can do healthy foods in it, but look what we've done. Our comfort food. We all want the mac and cheese over the holidays. All of your beautiful side dishes. We have 8 quarts of ooey gooey, perfectly cooked macaroni and cheese, and I put these noodles in here dry. Completely dry, whatever liquid. If you want to do a broth, you could just do water, any kind of wine sauce, whatever liquid you choose to put in here. And then about 2 minutes till you're done, you pop in your cheese, and you get the perfect ooey gooey, delicious.
That is like pounds.
This is 3 pounds, by the way, of macaroni and cheese. We measured 3 pounds.
Here's what I love about this 8-quart is that you can still make a small amount.
Sure.
But if you get a small pressure cooker, you can't make a bigger amount than what you got. I say go big and spend the least amount than getting the smaller version and spending more money. And I think of pressure cooker, I think every home should have one in their in your arsenal.
Well, and
honestly.
That's the thing. Put us on mute. Don't even listen to anything we're saying. Look at the gorgeous
food.
Don't put us on mute. Well, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling people to go to hsn.com and read from people. 600 people gave this a perfect 5-star. So if you've said, oh, I'm intimidated by pressure cooking, it sounds too difficult. Now it's not. Elite has literally taken all of the guesswork out of it. They've made it so easy. For fish and seafood, all I did was press the button that literally said fish and seafood. And look what I have. The most delicious clam bake. We've done our clams, our mussels, our crab. And ask me how long it took.
Please tell.
5 minutes.
Get out of town. Are you kidding me?
We were actually pushing the start button on this as you were coming from the other studio.
And you know, that's crazy.
5 minutes.
So did you put everything in at the same time?
You could put everything in at the same exact time. It depends on how you want everything cooked. We did everything at the same exact time. You can do your corn. You can do your potatoes. And this is 8 quarts of gorgeous clams.
I love this idea. Your lemons, you can put your spices in there. Absolutely. Hot wonder. And that's the other thing. You have one piece to wash. One 8-quart capacity non-stick container to wash.
Yep.
That's it.
And it comes
Not
totally
12
out.
pots and pans and lids and platters. And look.
Yeah, so it comes totally out. You're going to use this pot. You can use it as a stock pot as well if you'd like. You can use it for a multitude of things. Comes right out, totally non-stick. Press the button, walk away. It's like a miracle machine that cooks your food for you.
This is the smartest of them all. Honestly, there's a lot of pressure cookers that require you to like calculate what it is that you're cooking. How is it frozen? Is it not? Is it dry? Is it this? Is it how much poundage? You don't have to worry about that. This calculates. It's like a little computer chip.
It is.
It's the coolest, craziest thing, but all I know is that you touch a button, walk away, and those delicious results are waiting for you when it dings.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Get it home, try it. You have, so I've heard, until the end of January to bring it back to us. But if you've ever just thought about it, had that little inkling, I'd like to try pressure cooking, this is the one you want to try. Because with some of the others, you have to know the PSI, the time. You already have to have your own recipes. Not with Elite. Look what we've done. We've done our sweet potatoes in here in 12 minutes, by the way.
Terrific.
12 minutes, and they're soft enough to hand mash. Pressure cooking does things 3 times as fast.
And here's the thing. Please don't boil your sweet potatoes anymore, because you're just boiling away all the benefits of them.
That's absolutely true.
They're so good for you, but you know what? You boil them, and by the time they're done, there's no value left, really. I mean, all the vitamins have been boiled out and tossed down the drain. This is a brilliant idea to do your sweet potatoes, even any of the other root vegetables. I love rutabagas and parsnips and turnips and all those things this time of the year, and they take forever. They're so hard, but they're not now, as you just pop them all in the pressure cooker. We're heading to the phones. We want to welcome Donna in New Jersey.
Hi, Donna.
Miss Donna, thanks for joining us on HSN tonight.
Hi, how are you?
We're fantastic.
Good, how are you?
I hear you already have the pressure cooker.
Yes, I do. And I really love the fact that with holidays and being so busy, you can come home and everyone gets forgetful, and you can take something out of the freezer, and within an hour you have a nutritious meal for your family.
It is that easy. It's that quick, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I do have a question, though.
Sure.
I was reading your book, and it's basically based on, like, meats that are like 2 to 3 pounds. How do you set it if you have a larger piece of, say, pork roast?
Great question.
Yeah, no, you can just double that time. So if you know that it's twice the size, what I do, like with this whole chicken, for example, Donna, is I hit that chicken button twice. So it takes it from 20 minutes up to 40. So you hit the pork button. If you know it's about half the time, then you just give it a little bit more. And so that's typically what I'll do, is I'll just judge it based on the size.
Does that make sense?
Because when I was reading the book, I had already gone out and gotten the pork loin, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is like 4.5 pounds, and the book timing was for like 2 to 3.
There you go.
Sure, but isn't that great that you can do 4.5 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you asked that question. That was a great question. I hope that helped you out.
Yes, it did, and I'm looking forward to getting a lot of use through the winter months.
Oh, I know.
Oh, chili. Do some chili this winter, babe.
Comfort foods in a pressure cooker. There's nothing better. Thank you very much for your call. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Chilies and stews and truly all those things that, I mean, just if you use it for beans, like you're doing rice and beans.
Well, rice and beans, and here is the thing about a pressure cooker and rice. All 5 of the finest 5-star restaurants in the world use a pressure-based rice system. They just do. It's the best way to cook rice. You may have priced out some pressure-based rice cookers. All they do, Callie, is make rice. They do it darn well, but they don't do anything else. They just do rice. Your pressure cooker is the same technology, so it's going to do your rice perfectly, and I mean perfectly, every time. The manual comes with it. It tells you the exact amount of liquid per rice plus the exact times, and all you do is you push a button that says rice. We have 3 functions. We have one for brown rice, one for white rice, and one for wild grains. When I do my quinoa and my couscous, because I love to do wild grains, but before I was actually too intimidated. I was like, oh my gosh, quinoa, I can't even say it, let alone cook it. But all I do is I press the wild grains button on my pressure cooker, and I walk away, and I come back, and I am not kidding you. It is the fluffiest, most perfectly cooked, most beautiful quinoa, and if I do brown rice, that you've ever seen. Every piece of rice and quinoa or wild grain is cooked to perfection. They're all separate from each other. They're not mushy, and you literally walk away. You don't have to tend to the stove.
They're not overdone. They're not smushy. They're mushy. Beans, I mean, no matter how many hours you soak those overnight, have you ever, they never seem to ever be soft. They are when you use a pressure cooker.
Yep.
It's just the technology. It's the way food under pressure cooperates.
It is.
I guess that's the best way of looking at it. It gives you a chance to, I think, the flavors of meat, for example. If there's a bone, it's like the bone has so much flavor. The marrow, I mean,
yes,
all of that infuses together. And when it's under pressure, it does it faster. It does it more intensely. And that's why I love, I mean, slow cooking is great. Sometimes I don't have the hours to, like, wait. Like our caller was saying, Donna was saying, life is busy and sometimes we get forgetful, especially this time of the year. So the answer for you tonight, and thank you. I know hundreds are gone. We are thrilled with this. I know that at this point we still have red, blue, and black, and with a clock on the screen, we still have a chance for you to take advantage of this. On FlexPay, it's $24.98. That's all it takes, and that means you put that one payment on your credit card of choice or debit card. We get it to your front door in a couple of days. Your name is on it. It's on its way. We don't wait for the fourth and final. It's totally different than layaway. It's totally the way to shop. Ooh, a little dessert action.
So we've actually put our springform pan that we already have in our kitchen inside our pressure cooker on a cheesecake in about 9 minutes. So you can do your dessert. We're going to do our poached pears. We've done this gorgeous cheesecake in under 10 minutes. So it's not just for the big cuts of meat. It's not just for the veggies. It's not just for the rice. It's also for dessert. Dessert is in a pressure cooker. It's some of the best you'll ever have. I do a whole pineapple. I infuse it with rum, and I shave it over vanilla ice cream. That just happens to be one of my personal favorite pressure cooking dessert recipes. But the sky is the limit. There's a button that says dessert. If you know you're doing dessert, you press that button and you walk away.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, 400 left. We've got, in a matter of moments, we're going to have a full hour of gifts for him. And I think about that because this would be a great gift for him. I mean, even if your husband, like yours, Kelly, loves the grill. You know, the time of the year that we're in, some of us, it's not even an option because it's too cold. Maybe, you know what, you just can't even get out there. This is a chance for you to enjoy. In many cases, those ribs are more succulent in a pressure cooker than they would be on an outdoor grill.
It's so true.
It's just the end of the story. It's just the way it is. And I really hope maybe you've even had an old pressure cooker in the past and loved it, but you know what? It's antiquated. Get yourself a new one.
If you've been intimidated, if it's jiggled around and you've like, I don't want to do that. That's what this one does. It's silent. You literally don't hear it. I've got to get to my chili.
Oh,
this is
is this the...
Yes.
Oh, the
it's
chili.
The best way to do chili ever, in my opinion, because you know how chili tastes better, always tastes better the next day, right? We're always like, oh, I'm waiting till the next day to eat that chili. Yeah. In a pressure cooker, because of the way it infuses, all of those flavors come together, and it tastes like second-day chili the exact same day, and you do it in 18 minutes. We did 8 quarts of chili, and it's going to be the most flavorful chili you've literally ever tasted.